question for you. What are your questions for photographers? Like, what are you always curious about?
Questions for photographers?
He doesn't have any questions.
I think the first...
That's not true, because every time I go to his house, he's like, yo, what did you do? How did you do that?
I have a million questions. I mean,
I know he does.
It's such a personal thing with photographers. You have such a personal relationship, especially when you're taking pictures of girls and when you're doing certain things. I'm always curious about the professional relation that photographers have with people.
It's different with everybody.
It is different with everybody.
And once you actually get to start talking to somebody when they actually show up to shoot, you know what that gauge of professionalism is. You know, somebody can show up and be super casual and just be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then they like act like they're your best friend. And you're like, wow, I've met a genuinely like person who just wants to be here. And then like other times you meet somebody who's like very like, you know, oh, did we get the shots? Like, you know, did you make sure you got this right? Like, you know, they're in command, you know?
Yeah. And just people have lives. I've met up with models for the first time where they literally like broke up with like their boyfriend the day before and they're still in tears, or like they had a family member die or something like extreme, and like that's a whole different relationship build, and like it's just it's happened to me.
I've never had that.
Really? It's happened to me like 2 or 3 times actually.
Whoa.
The other thing that I'm always curious about is just making it as a photographer is tough, because I mean, now you can take an iPhone right now and I can take a picture and it's a gorgeous photo with the camera technology. So differentiating yourself and building a book of
we had this discussion yesterday. Yeah. It's like how do I explain this? Like that photo compared to those photos are just like from like an outside view, especially from far away, it looks the same kind of. But if you actually deep dive into the details of all the photos, they're drastically different.
Yeah,
I believe that 100%, which is why I'm so amazed at what you've pulled out.
Just because, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the camera technology on cameras is ridiculous, but like just the sensor size alone is a huge disadvantage as to what you can get on that. And like you cannot print a billboard.
Yeah,
off
and the
your
lens
phone.
too.
Yeah, the lens, the shallow depth of
field. You could probably print a billboard off of some of the really crazy ones that are like, this is a high megapixel camera phone. Like they make ones where they're like,
it's
if you want to get really good pictures out of it. But the thing is, you're never going to have like real depth of field with a camera phone because the sensors and the lenses are so small. So like whenever you see like with a digital single lens reflex or mirrorless camera, there's that depth of field where something falls out of focus. You can actually change that in the cameras while you're shooting. So like there's a number that specifically tells you like, you know, how narrow that strip is going to be at focus. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like,
you lost me. Like
so this camera here that's looking...
Don't get him going on camera facts. So going for hours.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Spent all day reading the manual.
You look good. Ooh, you look good. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm a simple human.
Well, that's the shoot, like, you know, emotion that you got to put out, but you still got to be thinking about the technical stuff.
For sure. I mean, that's what makes you guys are artists. Photographers are artists.
Yeah.
That's what makes them.
I see us more as how would I say this? Just people that capture.
Do you do video too? Is it just photo?
I do a little bit of video. I'm starting to delve into it. I just actually got this new camera, so I could do more video.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, is there more opportunity to get gigs in video than photo?
Both. A little bit of both. It's tough because there's video jobs that will pay, you know, consistently well, and like you're not going to get a small payout for a well done video or like a 30-second, even a minute video. Like you still need a budget and stuff like that because there's a lot that goes into it.
Well, in LA, there must be so many fantastic photographers.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
How do you separate yourself?
Well,
besides style,
besides squatting up with the homies.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, in my perspective, I think it's relationship and like networking, because like a lot of these people, there's so many photographers. There are very good photographers here, but there are also a lot of mediocre photographers that have just shot like celebrities, and that's why they got their following.
That makes sense.
Not to discount like what they've done, but that's a huge thing that happens around now. And so like getting that network, so you get to go to that Beverly Hills party, you get to go to that concert, you get to go backstage and get that access to photograph those people. like
then you get put on.
Yeah, then like I mean, it's starting to happen to me now because I photographed a lot of people here, and they're like, "Oh, you photographed my friend. Like, can we shoot too?" And it starts building out. And once like you get that name out, that's how you start building your following, and then people start to notice.
Yeah,
at least in my perspective.
And it's a weird landscape because you could be an amazing photographer, but you just like taking pictures of random strangers on the street.
Yeah,
and unless somebody actually like tunes into your feed randomly by like finding it through a hashtag or something, they're never gonna know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
the same thing. It's pushing content constantly.
Pushing content. Huge. Yeah. You need to have a good content, homie. Shout out Sky. I know you probably aren't. Hey, you might listen to this. I'm going to push this onto it. But he's my dude, and he's made my life amazing. If it wasn't for Sky, he handles all my Instagram, all my photos.
He's also from Albany, correct? He went to Shaker, right?
He's from Albany. He's from Shaker.
We're taking over, low-key.
Because of that, I've been able to get some really badass people on the podcast because, I show up with some swag,
Yeah, and you have like a social presence online. Yeah.
It's crazy what that social presence can do for you.
Even